Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1740. Hello, I'm Mike Matthews. Broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. Checks and balances, my friend. Checks and balances. Yes, I was listening to a conservative talk show host just now, trying to spin this election as some kind of a win. No. This is some kind of a loss for
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Trump. This scares the crap out of him that he lost the House. In fact, he just tweeted something to Nancy.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
To Nancy Pelosi saying she deserves it. And something snide, and then she's going to be on his hide and watch the stuff he does. There'll be investigations because we got control of the House of Representations. Listen, this is checks and balances, my friend. Checks and balances, because
Mike's Daily Podcast.
the Republicans had the three branches, and they took
Mike's
us for
Daily
a racist, sexist
Podcast.
ride. And now
Yeah!
it's going to be a gridlock. How much fun is that going to be? A little bit of a traffic, not so much of a ride. It's going to be a little stop and go. But they still own the Senate. They picked up like three seats in the Senate, and that's going to be expected. It's an interesting observation that the Senate, look who just walked in, is so much more conservative, so much more rural. House of Representatives, so much more suburbia. When I went to the polling place last night in Podcastro Valley with my lovely dog Basil the Boxer and my lovely lady friend, and she and I were dropping off because we vote by absentee, but then we bring in the filled out. Look who else walked in. We bring it in and throw it into the slot. They have a box there at the polling place. That way you're not dealing with having to, did I punch the right piece of paper, the right hole, and am I doing this right? You just do it all with your pen beforehand. It's lovely. So we did all that, and and she ran into a friend of hers that she hadn't seen in a long time. That was fun. And all the people showing up. It was suburbia, because we were in suburbia, and all the people coming out. And I actually heard someone say, well,
and here's today's podcast picture.
I'm glad I ran into you, because now I have a witness that I actually went out to vote. And I thought to what? It's that important that people feel that if they... Basil was with us at the polling place. It was fun. People were walking out and petting Basil and getting some nice relief from the stress. So I think we'll go with... I've got one of these pictures from Oyster Bay Regional Shoreline. I was there last week. I was there this week as well. And I got a cute picture with him. So I'm going to post that. The people in the suburbia had a message to send. And it was, we are going to vote. We're going to make Trump took it in 2016, and maybe some of us stayed home. Maybe some of us were complacent because we had 8 years of Obama, and we thought, nothing can ever get that bad. Nothing can ever go so Republican. And then it did. And it went uber Republican. It went uber Trump. And Trump's taken over the Republican Party, much to the chagrin of many Republicans, because they wanted it to be more conservative, more in the Ronald Reagan mold, and Trump is taking it in a divisive... It's not morning in America, it's midnight at the... it's midnight. It's sat. Look out. What's happening? What's that behind that rock? Right? Who is the... There's a congresswoman that got elected last night, who's the first refugee congresswoman, and she... Yeah, so that happened last night. We had a vast spectrum of things. Ted Cruz, though, his acceptance speech last night. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Do we have it here from 8 hours? Okay. Is this it? No. That's not it. Well, this sucks. This is not... Gosh, YouTube, you suck. When I hit Ted Cruz acceptance speech, midterm, election, 2018, we should have the... No, I got Beto O'Rourke. So it was close. Oh, here we go. Is this it? Let's see, I might have to zip through a couple of things. Yeah, Beto O'Rourke got pretty close. And you can't hear it, but I'm... Oh, here we go. Oh, God. Let's see. So this is just in your right ear.
This is a victory for all the kids who are seeing their parents in the last 2 years. 4 million people have come off of food stamps.
Okay, now that's all we'll listen to, because apparently YouTube doesn't want to work with me. But Beto O'Rourke. Beto luck next time, Beto. Oh, so I wanted to tell you I don't have that much time today on today's podcast, but I do have some people I want to say hi to. People, hello. Hello, my commercial. It's Madame Rootabega, and I pity the fool.
I pity the fool
who did not believe that the American people were going to come out and vote, because it was record numbers. Oh, yeah, record numbers. People voted. Molly Ringwald, I wonder if she voted. Just a random question. Squirrel Nut Zippers. Remember that band? In the afterlife, you will be met with some serious strife. It's so funny because that song put a lid on it. It was in that swing era in the mid-90s that song came out, that the Hell was the name of the song, In the Afterlife. And I so enjoyed that album. Somebody gave it to me for free. I think it was a guy I knew who sadly has passed on, Matt Cooper. He was younger than me. He had cancer, but he was very nice. I told him I loved Squirrel Nut Zippers, and he goes, hey, I got an extra copy, because he used to work at a classic modern rock station, alternative rock station, and he gave me a copy, and I love that album. I was thinking about that yesterday because the guy I produce a show for, he mentioned them, and so I was playing their song on the air. But I was talking yesterday about the pendulum society in which we live. I think it's also a double down society. And the people that say ridiculous, racist, xenophobic things just continue to do it, and they get success because there's people that follow them. And in some areas of the country, their vote matters and gets them elected. And in other parts, it doesn't. And people rose up, and people in the suburbs said, no, we don't want that kind of... It is interestingly noted, as I was listening to the New York Times podcast today, that Democrats that did win, a lot of them did not have the totally, get rid of ICE message, the kind of the extreme liberal side that we were hearing from the, what's his name? Was it Gillum that was running for governor in Florida? He lost, and they're saying maybe Democrats shouldn't come off as so extreme. So they shouldn't out-Trump Trump on the left side. They should be more Obama-esque. And Obama did come out and talk so much he was hoarse yesterday. But as was Mr. Cruz, left ear. Say something else, Cruz, in the left ear. Oh, he's hugging his blonde wife.
Mom on the road all the time. It is hard, and these girls pay a price. And
okay. Ted Cruz. I'm just happy he's not president. But yeah, we live in a double down society, a pendulum society, and we live with people as we go outside a cafe anyway, where I bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. And somebody that was here and I didn't say hi to.
Oh, there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant. And look who just drove into cafe anyway, Dave.
This is Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Guys, thank you for driving into the cafe anyway. It's great. I'm coming down off the election excitement. I was expecting it to be a lot worse for the Democrats, because I'm kind of negative by nature. I get a little, it ain't gonna happen. But it turned out pretty good. So House of Representatives, And that's about all we should say with the election, huh? Oh, the propositions. Hell, I don't know. I did talk to a lot of people that were saying, hey, maybe yes on that one and no on... Maybe you should vote on no on that one because, in fact, you're actually getting that company to get free money from the government, which they should be doing on their own. And they should... And all these little propositions are extremely confusing. And my lovely lady friend spent about a good 2 hours just trying to decipher all of it. And I talked to a lot of people that said they went to some website that the government, the California government has, that's like a nonpartisan website that helped a lot of people. One other thing as we wrap up the show, because I really don't have a lot of time today. I got a lot of things happened. I spilled my smoothie in the car. That was lovely. The smoothie on car carpet is wonderful. And there's a lot of other things going on so at my work, so this is going to be a short show. But there was the whole thing with the, and my smoothie does have a lot of calories, and I'm happy about that. That was a reference to the last show. But I did notice that in the movies, we've had some top movies lately. The Queen movie was number one. That had, of course, a lot to do with music. The group Queen, Freddie Mercury and his interesting life. And then A Star is Born did so well. And that has a musical, sort of the similar storyline of people performing music and singing and trying to make a buck. It's a very, there's so much honor in that lifestyle. It's a tough lifestyle. I wouldn't suggest it to anyone. I don't see how anyone can sing a song like 20 times and still like singing it. Mike's Daily Podcast. But it's impressive. I think we are still impressed by those stories. And now there's going to be a musical, Mary Poppins, not the remake, but it's like the sequel with Emily Blunt. And there's going to be singing in that with the guy from Hamilton. And he's not going to sing that song, though. And usually I'd be able to play it for you right now, but I don't know what I did with it. The Alexander Hamilton. Don't you? There it is.
Alexander Hamilton.
That guy.
My name is Alexander
Manuel.
Hamilton.
Sorry, I keep forgetting your name.
A million things I haven't done.
Very talented guy. He's going to be in the new Mary Poppins. So yeah, I think too it's interesting that we love to sing, and that the podcast picture is of Basil and I, and that's the end of the show. Next show, it's going to be Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer. Sorry, it's a rush show. Thank you, though, for listening to the Wednesday shows. Wednesday shows get so rushed for some reason. I'm sorry. But we'll do a next one better. Yes. Good times.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!